I'm here thinking about you. That's it. I can't get you off my mind, and I want you to know that. I want to be more than a friend.
I don't know whatever someone does in their bedroom, that's what they do. I don't got nothing to do with that. I'm just here to say that I've never seen my man doing anything.
Stevie J has always been a name associated with controversy, but his latest revelations have taken everyone by surprise. Imagine this, one of the most loyal confidants of Sean Diddy Combs, a man who stood by his side for decades, suddenly drops a bombshell that could shake the very foundation of their friendship. In a recent interview, Stevie J made some cryptic yet jaw-dropping statements about Diddy's behavior, hinting that the music mogul once crossed a line with him, a line that Stevie J claims no one else ever dared to believe existed. But why now? What prompted Stevie J, a man who once referred to Diddy as family, to speak out in such a cryptic and shocking manner?
You know, there's more and more civil lawsuits, but
it's a lot of
these are getting
it's
thrown
bogus.
out.
It's a lot of bogusness.
You know, because the same lawsuit that Busby tried to file against Jay-Z with the 13-year-old girl, that's all thrown out.
Do you hear that shit?
Let's rewind for a second and take a closer look at Stevie J's relationship with Diddy. This isn't just some casual industry acquaintance. We're talking about a decades-long bond that dates back to the golden era of Bad Boy Records. Stevie J was one of the legendary producers behind Diddy's empire, crafting iconic tracks like Mo Money Mo Problems and Notorious Thugs. The two were inseparable, not just professionally, but personally, often spotted together at exclusive parties, industry events, and luxurious vacations. Diddy even called Stevie J family, a testament to their close-knit connection. So what could possibly drive a wedge between these two influential figures?
You hear what they trying to do?
Yeah.
Do you see the scenario they trying to lay out? They pretty much like, yo, even if you get free from this, we're gonna get reputation up so bad.
It all started when Stevie J sat down for a candid interview, and his tone was far from celebratory. Gone was the loyal friend who once defended Diddy against all odds. Instead, Stevie J hinted at something much darker, allegations that Diddy had made inappropriate advances toward him. Without diving into explicit details, Stevie painted a picture of a man who was vile and capable of behavior that, in Stevie's words, no one would have believed. It was a shocking moment, to say the least, and it left everyone wondering, why is Stevie J saying this now? And what does he stand to gain or lose by speaking up?
I haven't been charged with shit. Y'all painting this picture of me to be a monster.
Well, he has been charged.
I mean, he hasn't been
convicted.
He hasn't been convicted.
He has been charged.
All right.
Just keep it
he
fair.
hasn't been convicted.
Correct. No, he's innocent until proven guilty. That's the way the law works. Look, at the end of the day, if he got...
For context, it's important to note that Stevie J's life has been anything but squeaky clean. He's had his fair share of scandals, from legal troubles to accusations that have followed him over the years. Some might argue he's no angel himself, making his recent claims all the more complicated. Could this be a strategic move to distance himself from Diddy amidst the storm of allegations surrounding the Bad Boy founder? Or is Stevie J genuinely trying to shed light on behaviors he's kept quiet about for far too long? One theory making the rounds is that Stevie J's sudden change of tune has less to do with morality and more to do with survival. Rumors are swirling that Stevie J may be cooperating with the FBI as part of their ongoing investigation into Diddy's alleged misconduct. If true, this would explain why Stevie J has gone from staunch defender to outspoken critic almost overnight. It's no secret that law enforcement often seeks out insiders to build their cases, and Stevie J's long history with Diddy would make him a valuable source of information. But aligning himself with the FBI, if the rumors are true, would also be a risky move, one that could paint him as a snitch in the eyes of the industry and tarnish what's left of his reputation.
But at the end of the day, unfortunately, because he's about 55 years old?
Yes.
He can't take a 20-year plea deal. Like you know what I'm saying?
Right.
A 20-year-old could take that. A 55-year-old cannot, because that'll essentially be life. So he has to fight it.
And let's not forget, Stevie J has plenty of skeletons in his own closet. Over the years, he's faced accusations of financial mismanagement, personal disputes, and behavior that some might describe as less than honorable. It's possible that Stevie J sees this as an opportunity to clean up his own image by pointing the finger at someone else, someone whose alleged actions are far more scandalous. After all, in an industry that thrives on image and perception, throwing another figure under the bus might be the easiest way to divert attention from your own shortcomings.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, we got to just see how it plays out.
Yeah.
You know, I'm never going to stop being there for someone I consider to be a friend to me.
As you should.
I'm not going to turn my back. And it's like, I've been scrutinized just by being a friend. I guess someone never had a true friend before.
No, man, it's all good. I think you're doing exactly what you're supposed to do.
You know?
And ultimately, we'll see how it plays out.
That's
it.
But what makes Stevie J's allegations particularly intriguing is the emotional weight he seems to carry. In his interview, he didn't just drop casual accusations. He spoke with a sense of betrayal and disbelief, as if he himself is still grappling with the reality of what he claims to have experienced. I didn't know he had that in him, Stevie J reportedly said, referring to Diddy's alleged behavior. It's a statement that suggests a deep personal hurt, as though Stevie is wrestling with the idea that someone he once considered family could have crossed such a line.
Now, if the government is going to mandate that they are responsible for your well-being, they have to ensure the safety of your well-being.
Adding yet another layer to the story is Stevie J's acknowledgement of Diddy's darker moments. In the same interview, Stevie J mentioned that Diddy was in a dark place during some of the most troubling incidents. He even suggested that substance use played a role in Diddy's behavior, painting a picture of a man grappling with inner demons. While this might come across as an attempt to humanize Diddy, it also raises questions about Stevie J's own complicity. If he knew about these dark moments, why didn't he speak up sooner? Was he protecting Diddy out of loyalty, or was he protecting himself? The timing of Stevie J's revelations is also worth examining. It's no coincidence that his comments come at a time when Diddy is facing a wave of legal battles and public scrutiny. From allegations of coercion to shocking footage that has surfaced online, the walls are closing in on Diddy. Stevie J's decision to speak out now could be seen as opportunistic, a way to align himself with the growing chorus of voices condemning Diddy's alleged actions. But it could also be interpreted as an act of self-preservation, a way to distance himself from a sinking ship before it's too late.
You know, a very bad Hollywood story, and a lot of the evidence, alleged evidence, that's been gathered in this case was from those 2 raids that were conducted on his personal homes in Miami and Los Angeles. And the indictment names the things seized that he allegedly made videos of these.
And let's not overlook the possibility that Stevie J might be leveraging this moment for financial or professional gain. In an industry where relevance is currency, making headlines, no matter how controversial, can be a strategic move. By inserting himself into the narrative surrounding Diddy, Stevie J has ensured that his name remains in the spotlight, even if it's for all the wrong reasons. But at what cost? Will this newfound attention help Stevie J rebuild his career, or will it backfire and further tarnish his reputation? What's clear is that Stevie J's revelations have sent shockwaves through the entertainment world, leaving fans and industry insiders alike to speculate about what's really going on behind the scenes. Is Stevie J a brave whistleblower shedding light on long-hidden truths, or is he a calculated opportunist using Diddy's downfall to his advantage? The truth, as always, lies somewhere in the murky middle.
Why doesn't the government want him to turn himself in? Because then they can't ask for detention. So they go and they arrest him. They arrest a guy who came to New York to turn himself in.
As the story unfolds, one thing is certain. Stevie J's comments are just the tip of the iceberg. His cryptic hints and emotional tone suggest that there's much more to this story than meets the eye. Could his allegations lead to more revelations about Diddy's alleged behavior? And if Stevie J is indeed cooperating with the FBI, what other secrets might he be holding on to? The implications are staggering, not just for Diddy, but for the entire network of celebrities and industry insiders who have been linked to him over the years. Now, let's dive even deeper into this tangled web of intrigue and celebrity connections. Stevie J's shocking revelations about Diddy are only the beginning of what is shaping up to be one of the entertainment industry's most jaw-dropping sagas. The question on everyone's mind is, who else is entangled in this ever-growing scandal? The list of names being whispered in connection to Diddy's alleged activities reads like the guest list at an A-list Hollywood party. And if rumors are to be believed, the fallout could stretch far beyond Diddy himself, pulling some of the biggest stars into the spotlight in ways they never anticipated.
The story we're tracking, music mogul Sean Diddy Combs on suicide watch at Brooklyn's Metropolitan Detention Center after 2 judges denied his request for bail. This as a grand jury is expected to hear new testimony from sex workers very soon.
To fully understand the magnitude of this, it's important to unpack the sheer scope of Diddy's influence. For decades, he wasn't just a music mogul, he was a kingmaker. His empire wasn't limited to producing hit records. It extended into fashion, nightlife, and even the social hierarchy of Hollywood. Being associated with Diddy wasn't just a career boost. It was a status symbol. But as the layers of this scandal continue to unravel, it's becoming clear that the same network that helped build careers may now be implicated in a much darker narrative.
As you all know, I made a request today for what we were calling a gag order, and I'm not going to walk out of court and do anything other than live up to that.
Take, for instance, the infamous freak-off parties that have become a central focus of the allegations against Diddy. These events were legendary in the entertainment world, rumored to be the kind of gatherings where anything and everything went down. A former event planner who worked with Diddy described these parties as opulent and over the top, costing hundreds of thousands of dollars to stage. There were stories of mirrored ceilings, live performers, and all manner of extravagant excess. But beneath the glamour and glitz, there are now claims that these events were something far more sinister, with attendees allegedly being coerced into activities they didn't sign up for. And here's where things get really interesting, because those parties weren't just attended by nameless faces. If you believe the rumors, some of the biggest names in music, film, and sports were regulars at these gatherings. The so-called Diddy list has been making the rounds on social media, and it's a who's who of Hollywood royalty. Names like Leonardo DiCaprio, Jay-Z, Beyonce, Ashton Kutcher, Mariah Carey, and even Prince Harry have all been mentioned in connection to Diddy's events. Now, to be clear, no one is claiming that everyone on this list was directly involved in anything inappropriate, but the sheer fact that these names are being associated with Diddy's parties raises countless questions. Did they see anything? Did they know what was going on behind the scenes? And if so, why didn't they speak out?
Yeah, that's trying a criminal case in the modern times. A lot of evidence is on electronic devices, cell phone, tablets, computers, things of that nature. And the devices, especially if you have like external hard drives, 90-something terabytes of data on a single device makes me think this is some type of hard drive. That takes weeks to go through just for one device on its own.
One name that has sparked particular intrigue is Justin Bieber. Diddy was famously a mentor to Bieber early in his career, and their relationship was often highlighted as one of mutual admiration. But as the allegations against Diddy have piled up, people have begun to scrutinize Bieber's past comments about his time with the mogul. In one resurfaced clip, Bieber jokingly alluded to witnessing wild things during his early years in the industry. While it's unclear whether he was referring to Diddy specifically, the timing of the clip's resurfacing has only fueled speculation. Bieber's camp has remained tight-lipped, but some fans are wondering whether his silence is a deliberate attempt to avoid being dragged into the scandal.
It's pretty interesting because I think, we have seen many photos, videos of Sean Combs, aka Diddy, through the Associated Press, through Instagram. And so to see him kind of in person after being in jail for 3 weeks now was pretty interesting, to say the least. And I say that by being that you would expect him to feel a little defeated, a little gaunt, anything like that. But it wasn't that case. He appeared confident. He stood tall. But
then there's Usher, another artist who has a long history with Diddy. Usher once stayed at Diddy's house as a teenager, and in a past interview, he hinted at witnessing things that made him uncomfortable. While Usher later downplayed those comments, insisting they were taken out of context, the resurfacing of his old remarks has reignited discussions about what exactly went on behind closed doors. Adding fuel to the fire, Usher recently deleted a series of posts from his social media accounts, leading some to speculate that he's trying to distance himself from the controversy. Another name that has been making headlines is Khloe Kardashian. In an old interview, Khloe casually mentioned attending one of Diddy's parties, describing it as a surreal experience where half the people there were naked. At the time, her comments were brushed off as lighthearted gossip, but in the current context, they've taken on a much darker tone. People are now revisiting those remarks and asking whether Khloe might have seen more than she initially let on.
I'm not going to talk about anything that I haven't said in court or in the papers. These are all great questions, but I'm just not going to get into it. So
can you speak about your concerns about the leak and the video? You have spoken about that before.
I did it in the court papers, and I'm just going to stick to the court papers. As you guys all know, let me just finish. As you all know, I made a request today for what we were calling a gag order, and I'm not going to walk out of court and do anything other than...
What's particularly striking is the sheer breadth of the individuals being linked, however loosely, to Diddy's activities. From Hollywood actors to high-profile musicians to members of royal families, the alleged connections span continents and industries. And while it's important to note that not everyone mentioned in these rumors has been accused of wrongdoing, the fact that their names are even being brought up speaks to the far-reaching impact of Diddy's influence. It's not just about one man's alleged actions. It's about the culture of silence and complicity that may have allowed those actions to go unchecked for so long.
For a reason, and there's a responsibility.
Well, you got to
do
your due diligence, and his team should have did the due diligence. And a lot of times, people do slip through the cracks. There's things that you don't see and don't find out until later on. But I mean, when people are making claims like the way people are making claims, you have to do your due diligence to make sure that if you're having that person on your platform, which is a huge platform.
What's even more shocking is the claim that some attendees of Diddy's infamous gatherings may have been unknowingly filmed. Allegations have surfaced that hidden recording devices were strategically placed at these events, capturing hours of footage that, according to sources, Diddy kept as a form of leverage. It's said that these recordings included not only the main events of the night, but candid moments of private conversations, all without the knowledge or consent of those being filmed. If true, this raises serious questions about how many of Hollywood's elite may have been exposed to this level of manipulation, and why no one spoke out sooner. Was it fear of retaliation, or perhaps complicity in maintaining the status quo?
You can't sue YouTube. You can't sue
Which is crazy.
You can't sue any of the social media platforms. But when you get on an actual network, when you get on a TV station or the radio, when you get on a platform that is attached to a larger corporation, now that corporation is liable for the things that are being said on there.
Adding to the intrigue is the alleged role of certain industry insiders who acted as bridges between Diddy's world and the broader entertainment circle. These individuals, described by some as fixers, reportedly arranged travel, accommodations, and even introductions to new, unsuspecting personalities. Some of these so-called middlemen are now being scrutinized for their roles in facilitating access to Diddy's events. Were they merely doing their jobs, or were they knowingly complicit in maintaining an ecosystem that thrived on secrecy? This angle opens up an entirely new dimension to the scandal, implicating not just individuals, but the very infrastructure of power in Hollywood. And then there's the question of the guest lists themselves. While the Diddy list circulating online includes household names, insiders suggest that there were many more attendees who have yet to be named publicly. Some sources claim that these gatherings were meticulously curated to include a mix of rising stars, established icons, and influential executives. Others allege that invitations came with unspoken expectations, creating an atmosphere where saying no wasn't an option. The implications are chilling, particularly for those who may have felt pressured to attend or participate simply to protect their careers. With whispers of more names being revealed in the coming months, the entertainment industry may need to brace itself for an even larger storm.
So I think they're just throwing stuff at the wall and hoping that it sticks, because they know that their client is guilty and they're just trying to do the best that they can with a guilty client.
But let's not forget about the lawsuits. Over the past year, dozens of civil suits have been filed against Diddy, with some naming other high-profile individuals as co-defendants. In one particularly shocking case, a woman alleged that both Diddy and Jay-Z were involved in an incident that took place when she was just a teenager. While Jay-Z has denied the allegations, the mere mention of his name in such a serious context has sent shockwaves through the industry. And he's not the only one. Other lawsuits have implicated former Bad Boy Records executives, as well as celebrities like Aaron Hall and Cuba Gooding Jr. in various alleged incidents.
I find it funny that, when they first try to crucify somebody, they go through the media first.
The legal implications of these claims are staggering, but the cultural fallout could be even greater. If these allegations are proven true, they could fundamentally alter the way we view some of the most iconic figures in entertainment. It's not just about Diddy. It's about the systems and structures that allowed him to rise to power and maintain his influence for so long. And as more names are dragged into the spotlight, the entertainment world is bracing itself for a reckoning that could rival the fallout from the Harvey Weinstein scandal.
3 big armored vehicles come. Dudes jump out, I got 50 dots on my shirt. Screaming, yo, get on the ground. I'm like, yo, really?
What's also worth noting is the role of social media in all of this. In the past, allegations like these might have been confined to the courtroom or the pages of tabloid magazines. But in today's digital age, every rumor, every leaked video, and every cryptic comment is amplified to an unprecedented degree. Platforms like Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok have become battlegrounds for public opinion, with fans and critics alike weighing in on the scandal in real time. The Diddy list itself is a product of this online culture, a viral phenomenon that has turned speculation into spectacle. As the story continues to unfold, one thing is clear. This isn't just about one man's alleged actions. It's about a culture of power, privilege, and impunity that has long defined the entertainment industry. And while the full truth may take years to come to light, the ripple effects of this scandal are already being felt. Careers are being scrutinized, reputations are being questioned, and the boundaries of accountability are being pushed in ways that could reshape the industry for generations to come. So, where does this leave us? Are we witnessing the beginning of the end for one of Hollywood's most powerful figures? Or is this just the tip of the iceberg, with more revelations and more names yet to come? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain. The world will be watching every twist and turn of this unfolding drama. And as more voices come forward and more stories are told, the question remains, who else knew? And who else knew? And who else knew? And who else will be held accountable? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more updates on this unfolding drama. Until next time, stay curious and stay tuned.